Never I thought we'd be doing this at any point in our travels. Because we have stayed in this sort of self-contained apartment, we have got our own washing machine, and because it's Tet and a lot of places are shut, we're doing our own washing. It is now day 3 in Hanoi for us, and it is officially Tet. Now, because we were out again late last night, even though we didn't drink as much, we decided to have a well-deserved lay-in because we have been non-stop since we've got here. And you've just seen over the rest of our videos of Vietnam, we have been on the move nearly every 2 days for the last like 10 days. So it's been quite heavy for us, but we've had one of the best lay-ins we've had in ages. But we are determined to go out now and see what Tet actually looks like, how much is open, how much is closed, and just have a bit of wander around the city. I'm really excited to see it a bit quieter, albeit there is still thousands of tourists in the city, so it might just be a bunch of tourists confused about what to do and where to go. But that's pretty much the plan. We've already had breakfast from some of the bits that we've got in the apartment, so we're well set up for the day. It would be good to have some nice Vietnamese food. Might be a bit of a struggle, who knows. But like I said, that's the plan for today, and we'll see what the city has to offer in Tet.
So we're already really surprised about how many people are out and about in the street, but the difference is today everybody's very dressed up, so I don't know if they're going to visit family, friends, but they're all in what we would call their Sunday best.
Yeah, Carly's right. First impressions is there's a lot of traffic going past and it's very busy on the roads. But as expected, there is no businesses open. We're still about 5-10 minutes away from the main old quarter, so it might get busier the further we go in. But yeah, loads of businesses shut, but loads of people still out and about. So the plan all along was to leave stuff that was outdoor for today and tomorrow, because if everything's shut, then at least we can still do stuff. And one of them was the street murals, which is some beautiful artistry on the side of the railway tracks, because it goes slightly above us. But the amount of locals that have come here to take photos and videos is amazing. So I feel like we've absolutely nailed it. We're turning up with loads of people in their perfect Tet uniforms and outfits, celebrating and taking photos. It's brilliant. And for the first time in a couple of days, it's sunny. You probably can't see me very well because of the sun, so it's about 20 degrees, so it's much nicer today as well. Road is called Hang Monastery, and it's only a couple hundred yards. It's not very big, but it's absolutely stunning. You've got the lanterns, and we've seen them in the evening. They glow up and it's beautiful. We might have to show you that at some point if we come back this way. But the murals and the lanterns and the sun and the locals celebrating Tet, this is proper stuff. I love it. So I'm treating myself to a nice sausage on a stick from a street vendor, because I think cafes and street vendors are going to be the only things that are open today, so we need to take advantage where we can. And it's delicious, a proper nice pork sausage. I think it's pork anyway.
I'm just so confused. Every blog said that the centre, the city was shut. Everything was quiet, there was just tourists. This is busier than a normal day.
Like, don't get me wrong, most stores are shut, like the one behind me. But there's so many still vendors selling street food and like last minute tech gifts. But the traffic is non-stop. This is not Tet, this is just like any other day, isn't it? It's crazy busy. for the second time in this trip, out of pure luck, we've turned up to a place of worship when a high-ranking official, potentially, has just turned up in a black car vehicle escort. It's ridiculous. He's just turned up, he's nearly shut the road down, and he's gone to worship. Because the one thing we do know is that we were told during Tet they do keep temples open, obviously, so they can pray during the Lunar New Year. But yeah, he's just rocked up and blocked the road, and we're just waiting for him to come out and see the convoy that goes off with him. It's so cool. So the Backmar Temple was absolutely beautiful, but it was rammed, so we didn't take any video in there. It wouldn't have been fair, especially on Tet. Got to show a little bit of respect. But we've just come literally 20 yards away from it, watched the official block the road again and leave, and we're now sitting down in the restaurant to have some early dinner. But we cannot believe the amount it's open. This is just like any other day. Every single blog was wrong. There is Western tourists everywhere, in coffee shops, restaurants, a lot. It's like they can't go a day without earning money, which is great and it helps us. But we were expecting a quiet walk around the lake and it being really dead like it was during COVID, but no. So that food we just ate was absolutely delicious, and it was right opposite the Backmar Temple, so definitely one to recommend if you see it. Oh, honestly, the noodles, the rices, they were all absolutely amazing. But now we're sort of just meandering around, and again, we can't believe the amount of places that are open. There is lights everywhere. This is not what we were told. I keep saying it, we were told it would be dead, but honestly, there is so many things open. Still a lot of local businesses shut, but a lot more cafes and restaurants and street food sellers open than we thought. And we just walked down Pub Street, and actually it's quite nice at this time of night. It's quite relaxed. There's not as much going on, there's not as much noise. So we might actually go down there tomorrow night and have a couple of beers and keep it a bit more relaxed, because it's quite nice to see it at that time of night, more than like 10, 11 o'clock where it's just noise constantly and you're getting harassed. It's our last full day in Hanoi, and can you believe it? It is sunny and warm. I've not had to wear the jumper for the first time in this whole trip to Hanoi. It feels so good to get the shirt back out and just feel a lot more relaxed in Hanoi. It's a beautiful temperature. The locals have still got their coats on because it's mid-20s, but for us it's a massive improvement from where it was a few days ago. Carly and I have had a discussion last night, and we have decided we are definitely coming back to Hanoi at some point before our visa runs out, because when we were looking at all the things we've missed, whether it be the food culture, the coffee and drink culture, or just some of the temples that have shut, or museums shall we say, we actually have missed quite a bit still. Even though we have shown you so much, this capital still has loads more to offer. So we're going to figure out how we do that. We're not quite sure yet, but we are definitely coming back. So today's plan is to try and see a few more sites, have a bit more food, maybe go down the drinking street again tonight and go towards the old quarter. But just in general, try and just have a really good last day in Hanoi with the sun beating down on us. That is not the weirdest thing we've seen on a scooter or do. Just two dogs on a scooter going down the path. Ridiculous. Only in Vietnam. So we have come to the Temple of Literature, which is Vietnam's first national university in the 11th century. So it's got a lot of heritage. I think it's got quite a bit of religious and educational artifacts, but it is busy. We obviously aren't the only ones that thought it, and in their national holiday, I think the whole of Vietnam's come to this place as well. It is rammed. From reading some of the signs, it looks like it's actually more like a temple, but they turned it into an educational site for religious purposes to sort of enlighten the elite around royalty. So that's why it's so busy, because it's actually mostly a temple, but it does have some educational purposes behind it as well. The Temple of Literature itself is beautiful, it's stunning, and just so nice to walk around. Obviously being Tet, it was rammed, and traditionally temples in Southeast Asia aren't that big, so it was very, very tight in there. But we were in there for about an hour, just observing, just watching. It was so nice to soak up Vietnamese culture. And it's so nice for it to be sunny as well. But we have now come to a cafe just round the corner from the temple on the way back in towards the old quarter, and we've got a lovely selection of coffees here, as well as frozen yogurt, which we've not had this trip, and it is covered in caramel sauce, and it is absolutely stunning. It's so light and refreshing despite the caramel sauce. So we just finished our coffees, now we're heading back into the old quarter, and it's just so cool to keep walking past Train Street, but different sections of it. So we're right behind the actual station, and this one is barely got any pubs or touristy bits, but it's just so cool to walk over. There is literally someone's washing just over there. This city is amazing, I love walking around it. Some of the street art in this city is fantastic. You'd have seen in the previous episode when we talked around street murals on, I think it was Hoàng Hoa Street, was incredible, but all over the city they've got it. It's beautiful. I really, really like it. It's turning sort of disused walls and electrical boxes into something that's really quite quirky. To our dinner reservation, we have stumbled past the St. Joseph's Cathedral, which is just right in the heart of Hanoi, and it feels like it doesn't belong. Just the way it just sticks out from the rest of the city. It's very Gothic-like, the sort of grey, dark stone effect. It's beautiful. Unfortunately, because it's Sunday, it is closed, so I think that's one we might explore more when we come back to Hanoi, but the grounds are lovely, and because it's nice and cool and dry today, it is really, really pretty. So we've just had dinner at Pizza 4Ps, which is a Vietnam chain, and it is so well rated across all of the country, all super high reviews, and you always have to reserve to go in. So we did that earlier, and yeah, the food was delicious. It was really nice. Vietnamese food is incredible. Some of my favorite food I've had in this whole trip. However, you can't feel guilty for having Western food every now and then for a bit of comfort. So we've just had that, and now we're going back to the hotel for a couple of hours. I'm gonna do a bit more editing because we're coming back out tonight to watch the football, have a little bit of me time, watch my football team play, and have a couple of beers, hopefully, off Pub Street.
Những ngày Tết Nguyên đán thường tôi không làm công việc chuyên môn từ chuyên.
It is the next morning and we have packed up and just checked out of our hotel. We stayed up and watched the whole of the game. Unfortunately my team lost, but that's the end of the day. We are absolutely packed up. We have no space left at all because we've got some winter clothes ready for the north. So when we come back to Hanoi, we're going to have to do a bit of a cleanse and get rid of some stuff. But yeah, Hanoi's been absolutely amazing. We've had the best 4-5 days here. It's been absolutely incredible. I hope you guys have enjoyed the little different video in terms of like doing a day in the life of and showing you what New Year was like. We've had the best time. It's been absolutely amazing, but we've got to move forward. However, coming back, we are definitely coming back to see the bits that were shut for Tet and try some of the other food places that we couldn't get into as well. So yeah, that is the end of this video and this little series around Hanoi. Thank you ever so much for watching, and as always, we will see you in the next one when we go to Sapa.